As we all know, prime leasing season in Arizona is February through June. Brandon, what do you think that means for the average landlord?
I think that means that you need to structure your lease expirations around that time frame to ensure that you can get the highest dollar amount and lease your property in the quickest amount of time. So for us at Homeladder, we structure our leases. So during the time that you mentioned, February through June, we do 12-month leases for all of our renewals and new leases to ensure that they're expiring in prime leasing season. As we enter the slowdown in July throughout December, the holidays, obviously the market just continues to slow the later into the year you get. We execute 18-month leases. That way we ensure they're always coming up in a prime leasing season. And for our team, it kind of levels everything out so we don't have a bunch of leases suddenly expiring in January.
Yeah. Do we get any pushback from tenants on that policy of having 18-month leases?
I honestly, no, very rarely. Like, I very rarely get any pushback on that. If anything, maybe it's a question, but then they always end up signing. Like, we explain the benefits to them as well. Like, you're not going to want to move during the holiday season as well. So, yeah, by the time we've had the conversation, on the end of that, though, like, I have had some pushback from owners who think that, right? You asked the question, is it going to prevent somebody from renting my home? And I've had a couple owners ask me, like, isn't this going to prevent me from finding a suitable tenant? And I actually just lost an owner, a potential new owner last week who was interviewing us and a couple other companies. We were the only one that did that, and she felt that it was going to lead to leasing delays, and so she decided not to sign up. And obviously, I could have like decided to just go with what she wanted, but I know that's in her best interest, so I stuck to our guns, and unfortunately, we lost the deal, but that's okay.
Yeah, so you were talking to her. You told her about the 18-month policy, and then she was worried that potential tenants would not sign a lease because of that policy.
Correct.
So that's why she didn't go with us, because our competitors aren't doing that.
Yep.
Well, I think that was a mistake on her part. It's really not going to serve her well in the future next year when she has a vacancy going right into the holidays, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think another way that we help landlords out with the timing of their leases is the expiration day of the week, right?
Yes.
Like, a lot of people will sign a lease with an expiration date on Saturday. Like, why does that not make sense?
Yeah, so if you have a lease expiring on Saturday, most of the time your staff is going to be working Monday through Friday, right? So they move out Saturday. Well, you can inspect it Saturday. You're probably not going to get out there Sunday. I mean, maybe even Monday is going to be a busy day for you, right? So you're just leaving too many days on the table. Every single day that a property sits vacant is money out of a landlord's pocket. So for us, we ensure our leases are expiring Monday through Thursday so that the second that we've got the keys, we can get out to that property right away, conduct the inspection, and get the ball rolling on filling that vacancy.
Yeah, and that's on the lease end date. What do we do on the lease start date? What's our policy there to make sure that we're optimizing for the landlord?
Yeah, same sort of scenario there. We want to make sure the lease starts during the week so the resident moves in, they have a smooth experience. If they move in, like obviously we're not perfect. Maybe there's some minor thing that's missed that's not working properly for them when they move in. We want to make sure that we can get a vendor out there immediately to resolve that issue.
Yeah, and the one other thing we exclude for start dates is holidays, right? We don't want somebody moving in on New Year's Day or Christmas Day when it's going to be hard for us to get a vendor out there to repair something if there is something that comes up at move-in. So
Exactly.
yeah, thank you.
Everything we do is to ensure a smooth experience for everybody involved.
Definitely.